So they're saying they caught Charlie Kirk's killer. They're saying that this guy, Tyler Robinson, 22 years old from Utah, is the one who took the kill shot and assassinated Charlie Kirk. Now, we're going to go over what we know, what they've told us, and we're going to talk about why it doesn't make sense and why I think they're gearing up to blame Nick Fuentes for all of this and the Groypers. Right now, they're saying leftism, anti-fascism, wokeism, they're saying all of this, but I'm pretty sure that soon, really soon, they're going to be changing the narrative, and I'm going to show you exactly why I think that and why they're going to be blaming Nick Fuentes and why all of this should make us skeptical and why we should then be, really skeptical of the narrative of this guy being the lone shooter involved by himself and that there wasn't maybe some bigger, greater plot. Okay, so here's Tyler Robinson. This is the mugshot. He's 22 years old. He's from southern Utah, a place called Washington, Utah, which is down by St. George, which is right on the Nevada-Utah border. However, maybe his family relocated up to the Provo, southern Salt Lake region, which is Orem, Provo. He is being held right now in Spanish Fork jail, which is in that area. And apparently his dad turned him in, and his dad held him until the cops could come and detain him. So maybe the parents moved up to that region, but they were at one point living kind of down in the St. George area. So this is the guy that when they put out the information saying, hey, we're looking for this guy, give us any information on this guy. I want you to pay attention to these pictures, though. This guy, Tyler Robinson, and in this photo, where is the gun? He's wearing a backpack in this picture, but where is the gun? Yeah, just keep that in mind. And also they released this video. Now, this is him apparently escaping after the shooting. And you can see him, he's going to jump off this roof. And again, just pointing out where's the gun. And I'm pointing that out because, they're saying that this guy is the shooter, but where is the evidence of that? I mean, they've given us a picture and then they arrest this kid, and that is the kid from the picture, and the dad recognized him probably from the picture and the video and the shirt and said, that's my son. Or I guess a pastor went to the dad. The dad used to be a pastor in southern Utah. I don't know if they're Mormon. It's a little unclear to me if they're Mormon or if they're a different type of Christianity. But apparently the pastor went to the dad. The dad then realized it was his son. His son maybe denied it at first and then, or was going to get away. There's conflicting reports. Then they're saying, no, the son, Tyler Robinson, actually confessed to the dad. So then the dad turned him into the police. But confessed to what exactly? I mean, clearly this was probably him in the photographs that they released. And this is probably him running from the roof. But again, I don't see the gun. So they're saying this is the guy that did it. Okay. What do we know about this guy? So here's his dad, him and his father. This kid doesn't look trans activist, woke, right, crazy liberal, right? He doesn't look Antifa. He doesn't look any of that. His dad is a former cop, and his comes from a mom and dad family, 3 kids, still married. Dad was a pastor and a cop. They're registered Republicans. Apparently, Tyler himself actually voted for Donald Trump or donated to Donald Trump. They're a big gun family. So this is not an anti-gun, super liberal, ultra woke kind of crazy family. You might call them a crazy family depending on what you think of all this, but certainly they're really into guns. This is him as a kid. His mom even posting this on Facebook. She put, happy birthday. This is when he was 16. He's now 22. Happy 16th birthday to my Austin. I think that's a different son. Actually, that must be a different son. He's a leather working, gun-toting, cowboy-loving, brilliant kid. He's had so many talents. It's been so fun to watch him develop. Love you, Austin. So that's the brother, I think. I think we kind of pulled the wrong post on that. But anyway, the kids, the brother even is showcasing his gun loving. And that is Tyler there with his mom graduating from high school, I assume. I don't think he graduated from college. There they are with the guns. More guns. Family loves guns. There they are as a family. This is why I don't think they're Mormon. As somebody who was Mormon myself, this says jolliest bunch of assholes on their shirt. Jolly is, Mormons don't really talk like that. That wouldn't be, in Mormon circles, this would be not appropriate at all in any way, shape, or form to have shirts that say this. Most Mormons would not even find this funny. So I don't think they're Mormon, but people are saying that they are, but I don't think that they are. The reason why people are saying they are is because the mom posted this on Facebook, and this is kind of one of those, you take your family photo and you put a thing on it, and this thing, how there was like people that did like the rainbow flag or, the COVID ribbons or whatever, and they kind of put those overlays on their profile picture. This is one of those overlays, but this was a campaign. This was a Mormon company or a Mormon campaign, maybe even the church put it out themselves, where it was like, you can sign up to give service, to do a service project, and when you do, then you end up with this kind of overlay on your family picture. So people are saying, well, they might be Mormon because she signed up for this thing. But a lot of non-Mormons sign up for these types of things too, especially if they're living in a highly Mormon community. They do get invited into a lot of Mormon things without ever having to join the church. So that's like the Mormon way. They really do bring a lot of people. They're trying to convert you, so they're always bringing you around. So, or maybe she did join. I don't know. Sometimes one person joins, the rest of the family won't. It is the way it is. Maybe the mom did. But there's this overlay, I'm here to light the world, and then there's the family photo. So I don't know if it's kind of neither here nor there if they are Mormon. What we do know is that they're a Christian family, gun-loving, Republicans, good family. Dad was a preacher, and now he's and he was a cop. Or no, he was a cop, and now he's a preacher, I think is what it is. And here's Tyler wearing a Trump costume. He's standing there with his brother. This is Halloween. His brother's, I don't know, a hunter. And Tyler's the one that's like sitting on Trump's shoulders. That some people were pointing at this as being an anti-Trump costume. This is actually a pro-Trump costume. This is the costume. He just chose to change the upper part to what he wears, his backpack and his T-shirt, because he's a teenager. So it was like him being carried by Donald Trump. So that's a pro-Trump costume. So we're not talking about a leftist. I'm showing you all of this. This is not some crazy, wacky leftist. This is the mom posting about him saying, had back to school day 2 with this man, child of mine. Didn't get a single picture. This was a rough one since it's his senior year. We met with his guidance counselor and started talking colleges. This boy is a genius, and I'm hoping he'll pick a Utah college and stay close to his mama. He killed the ACT, and he has a 4.0 GPA. So his options are endless. And he ended up going to Utah State University, which is up in Logan, Utah, north of Salt Lake City. And this is him actually receiving a pretty big scholarship to Utah State.
Okay. Congratulations. You have been selected to receive the Resident Presidential Scholarship from Utah State University. The value of this scholarship is approximately $32,000. Wow. This scholarship is available for 4 years or 8 semesters.
Okay, so people are pointing at this and saying, see, he was radicalized when he went off to college. He came from a perfectly conservative, gun-toting Republican family that voted for Donald Trump. And then he went off to college and he became a radical. He became a radical in college. I'm actually seeing people posting this all over online, which is insane. I mean, what is your point? So you just don't want any American kids to go to college now? So then really our country will have to be flooded in by Chinese and Indians because we won't be an educated population. But okay. So beside that, Utah State University in Logan, Utah is not a liberal woke college. I went to Utah State briefly. Tyler, apparently, the records show, according to Utah State, they said that he attended there for 1 semester and then he left. I don't know if he went to another school beyond that, but he did go to Utah State very briefly. I went to Utah State very briefly. It is basically a Mormon university. Everybody there is Mormon for the most part. It is not affiliated with the Mormon church, but it's basically the de facto Mormon university you go to if you're not going to BYU. Then you go to Utah State. University of Utah, which is in Salt Lake, is, I would say University of Utah is not really a Mormon school. There's certainly a lot of Mormons who go there because it's in Utah. But Utah State is like the mini BYU, not affiliated with the church. It's totally Mormon. So it is not a woke, crazy liberal university, but that is the way people are trying to paint it. They are the Utah State Aggies in Logan, Utah. He was not radicalized there. What we also know about him, this is from CNN. CNN spoke to a family member. The family member said that Tyler Robinson had become more. Now, the family member was vague. Did not say what politically, but according to the reports, they said Tyler Robinson had become more political in recent years. What does that mean? A lot of people have become more political in recent years. So didn't say left or right. None of that was said. But the family member also said that he had been more angry or pointing out something. It was really unclear. It's like this family, it's like they're trying to twist it a little bit by saying, he'd become political, but they don't say which kind of political. And then they say, and he was angry or he was saying that Charlie Kirk was angry. It's a little bit, there was some conflicting reports on that. We're still getting some answers. Now, let's talk about the inscriptions. Now, people say, but it was clearly he had a liberal agenda, anti-fascist agenda because of the inscriptions that were written all over the weapon or the bullets casings or something along those lines. This is the governor of Utah talking about specifically what was actually inscribed, because we've been hearing that it was this kind of trans language or anti-fascist language. What exactly was it? This is what it was.
Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle. Inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Notices bulges, capital OWO, what's this, question mark." Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist, exclamation point, catch, exclamation point." Up arrow symbol, right arrow, and symbol, and 3 down arrow symbols. A second unfired casing read, "Oh Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Chow Chow." And a third unfired casing read, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO."
Okay. So those are the inscriptions. We'll go over those a little bit more here as to why I think that these guys are all on the wrong trail. But, they're going to be on the right trail. It's still all the wrong trail. I think the whole thing's the wrong trail. But here's also the Wall Street Journal reporting that one of the ways that the cops apparently caught Tyler was that in Discord, which is like an online community where people talk to each other, he apparently had posted messages in Discord saying that he was needing to pick up the rifle from a drop site, and that basically he was admitting to doing it and saying that he needed to pick it up from a drop site. Let me actually just read exactly what was on this. Let me pull up this article specifically. It says, investigators interviewed Tyler Robinson's roommate, who showed them several Discord messages that allegedly referenced details of the shooting. Utah Governor Spencer Cox said the messages mentioned retrieving a rifle at a drop point, leaving it in a bush, and leaving the rifle wrapped in a towel. Isn't that a little bit, okay? I mean, that right there alone is suspicious. It says the messages also included references to engraved bullets and a scope on the rifle. A Discord spokesperson said the company identified an account associated with Robinson, but have found no evidence that the suspect planned this incident or promoted violence on the platform. The messages the roommate exchanged on Discord were with another third party, the spokesperson said. Okay, Discord removed Robinson's account for violating the company's off-platform behavior policy, the spokesperson said. By the way, that part has just been added when I was preparing for this to talk to you guys about it. That second part of this story wasn't on that Wall Street Journal. All that was in there at the point that when we grabbed this was what you see on the screen there, which is just that the investigators, the roommate said that there were these Discord messages that said, I got to retrieve a rifle at a drop point. I left it in a bush. I wrapped it in a towel, and I inscribed all these messages on it. And that was the end of it. But now what's added to it is Discord coming out and saying, which just fuels my theory. Here I am in real time saying this to you, and I'm in real time reading this, and this just fuels to my theory that we're going to go into here in just a second. But a Discord person said the company identified an account associated with Robinson, but found no evidence that was a different account, saying all of those things like, "Ooh, here's a rifle at a drop point," and all the things I've inscribed. Who in their right mind would do that? Who would claim, which shooter in their right mind would say, I have a rifle that I used in this shooting and it's over here wrapped in a towel at a drop site. Oh, and I inscribed all these things on it. I mean, hello, could we not become more, you just cannot possibly believe that this is the Tyler kid that did this at this point. I mean, that right there is kind of a smoking gun, that this was a plot, a ploy, that this kid is maybe he was involved, roped in a bit, thought he was part of a plot. Maybe even was told to get up on the roof to watch some things, Maybe he was getting on the roof thinking it was doing something else. We didn't see a gun when in the images that the FBI posted. We don't see a gun with him running off the roof and jumping off the building. And now you've got this suspicious Discord account that Discord is saying was not Tyler Robinson's. It belonged to somebody else. And they're the ones claiming, ooh, there's a rifle in a bush wrapped in a towel. And all of these inscriptions, these like leftist inscriptions are written all over it. No, not suspicious at all. Thank you for watching this clip from the full Kim Iverson show, which you can catch Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern at KimIversonShow.com. It is free for you to watch. Again, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, KimIversonShow.com. See you there.